Get ready to go now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave the room! So, Rogue One uses a pretty in-depth bit of motion capture CGI work to bring back or age down certain actors again. And one of the bigger reveals, of course, was them returning Grand Moff Tarkin, played by the late Peter Cushing, and they managed to bring him back for key scenes in Rogue One. How did you feel about that, Michael?
I was fine with it. To be honest, I think they handled it quite well. I didn't even know it was CGI with the way everything was going, for how quickly they paced everything, and for how like enthralled I was with the story and where they were going with the pacing. I didn't even know CGI until somebody said something. To be honest, I just thought it was an actor in makeup. I thought they did well.
I actually had a similar reaction. Like, I saw his profile, and there's like that scene where he's walking and where he's talking, and his face is like reflected. And I'm like, who is that? That sounds familiar. And then and then they have the next shot show him. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Tarkin. Wait a minute, Peter Cushing is dead. Who the? Oh my God, this is CG. Like, that's what broke the illusion for me. It was me recognizing the actor and realizing it's been like 40 years. I mean, some people do say he looks kind of fake, and in like one or two scenes, the CG does show through. Like, there is some lighting that kind of highlights him, and it doesn't look right compared to all the other actors on the screen. But for the most part, it is very impressive CG.
It's definitely showing how far facial construction has come when it comes to CGI.
Oh yeah.
Again, I didn't even notice. I thought it looked fantastic. And I think the reason it does that because he kind of blends in with the backgrounds, with all the blue screen and green screen that they use when they're going
like
through
the bridge,
space. Yeah, like I guess it just fits in with that, and maybe that's their secret. Maybe they were able to do it because they already had they had plenty of CG around them, so it kind of blended in with everything.
But then there's those scenes where Tarkin's like there's a bunch of other people there with Tarkin, and suddenly the illusion gets a little bit worse. We're not talking that he looks awful. Like, don't get me wrong, people. This is very noticeably this is still Uncanny Valley. This is still, look at it just the right way, and the illusion's broken. Uncanny Valley. Otherwise, this is a very impressive look. It's just sometimes the tech isn't there completely, but dear God, do they try? Am I right?
I think they succeeded. Compared to everything that we've seen before, they've definitely succeeded. I think there's only one other movie. I think Fast and Furious did it well.
With Paul Walker. But then
Yeah,
again,
but then
he
again,
had a bunch of brothers though.
yeah. Then again, they used like three people in order to get it. They used both his brothers. They used both of his brothers, who have very similar looks to him, and I think it was a stunt double that they also use. Which again, they get stunt doubles who who looks close enough to the actor. So he already had sort of the look. So they had plenty to reference off of. But
Peter Cushing, that was like back in '77.
Going off of scratch, like probably just using photos of him and using the old movies as references. Yeah, I think they did well. Like, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's uncanny," but really, you really have to look at it. Like, you can't just
It is uncanny, but at the same time, they have his posture, they have his body language just right. The sound-alike voice actor is spot on. Like,
right, and that's what I mean.
Great.
Like, that's why it was so hard for me I thought it was another actor in makeup. Like, I didn't even know it was CG until somebody said something.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And, well, that's really kind of the only bigger thing we can say about the spoiler discussion of Rogue One. There are some sort of fanboyish sort of shout-outs and moments that do happen in the movie, and one of which also includes several scenes including the return of the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Darth Vader. And we are going to be of two minds on this, because they do bring back James Earl Jones to voice Darth Vader, but they did not bring back the original body actor they had for the original trilogy, which was the bodybuilder David Prowse. They didn't bring him back for the scenes involving Vader interacting with other people, and I'm not gonna lie, it shows. Like, there's this big scene where Commander Krennic is trying to talk to Lord Vader. It's a point in the movie where he's basically trying to get command of the Death Star project back from Tarkin, because stuff goes down. Oh no, it's not getting on schedule, and he talks to Vader. And for the record, they did a great job selling bringing back Vader. Like that scene where they show Vader like basically dipped in a Bacta tank, and there's that steam that's coming off him. And you can kind of see the parts of him that are still humanoid right before it cuts him, getting into the suit. That was terrifying. That was legitimately scary. And then it gets the scene where he goes down the staircase to talk to Krennic, and I don't know if it's the suit or the body language. He looked too casual. It looked too form-fitting. It looked too like, okay, here I come. I'm the Dark Lord. I'm awesome. Like, for some reason, Prowse had a much more intimidating posture to him, and it didn't completely work for me.
It was both. It had to be. I know what you're talking about. It's both. The way whoever they got to play Vader, his walk is completely different from the original actor. Plus, I think it might be the outfit, because it looked lighter. It looked a little lighter than what was seen in the original trilogy. So it might be that he was just able to move better.
I didn't gather this was bulky.
Yeah, like when you look at the original, it looked like there's a bunch of stuff on Vader's suit. In this one, you get that same look, but it doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same. When you look at it, it doesn't look like it's as heavy. And it might also be the body language, because the original trilogy, when Vader moved, he was kind of like a tank, just like stomping around.
But Prowse sold that physicality. It added to the menace of Darth Vader. This Vader feels like he's relying too much on the look he already has: the mask, the cape, the black leather. It's like, I don't even have to try.
But the thing, I think that's unfair, because his walk was the only thing I saw wrong with it. The way he moved his shoulders and pointed and whatnot, I was like, okay, that's Darth Vader. But that walk, man, that walk is
that walk broke the illusion for me. Like, Tarkin was impressive. Vader's walk threw me off. Having said that, though, James Earl Jones still knows how to sell that menacing voice. Don't choke on your aspirations, Captain Krennic. That gave me chills hearing that.
I am so glad this movie reminds you just how awesome Darth Vader is. For the first time, now I know how people who first saw Darth Vader with when A New Hope first came out, now I see how they felt when they were like, oh man, he was the scariest thing ever. I was like, I don't know, Vader doesn't seem all that scary. This movie, it reintroduced Vader as a scary character. Now I feel the same thing original Star Wars fans felt when they first saw him so many years ago.
I mean, the problem is that now we've seen the original trilogy, we kind of know, he's just a big old softy that turned to the dark side and he still loves his son. Yeah, what if you don't have Luke and he's just being a Dark Lord? There's a scene where he massacres an entire, hallway of rebels, and this is where they clearly got a different person in the suit for the choreographed action sequences, and it is freaking scary. He's just cutting people up left and right. He's choking people. He's slamming them around. He's just like, fuck you, I'm the Dark Lord.
It was great because it's the way it was shot. You get a dark hallway where obviously they've been fighting.
And the lightsaber is lighting it up, and the blasters are going, and he's just twirling.
All you hear is Darth Vader's breathing, and the suit's already black, so he already blends in. So when that lightsaber comes out and that lighting off of his visors, man, it was the scariest thing ever in Star Wars. And as he just walked towards these guys, I was like, yo, they're screwed. And the way
they knew it because they had the Death Star plans. They're like, get this out of here! We're gonna die anyway. Get this.
Oh man, the stakes stayed high throughout it. Wait, right to the very end. And
yes,
even though you knew that they got the plans out, the point that everything was still going foobar for them, I was like, yo, how the heck did these guys even get this plan out? Because they're getting massacred right now, and they barely get away with it.
And that's what really sold it for me, because this is the problem I have with prequels. You know how they have to end. It's the predetermination problem. You know how these movies have to end in order for the rest of the movies to occur. And it's the problem that I actually felt was the problem with the entire prequel trilogy. He has to become Darth Vader, he gives into his temptation, and they just pad that out. With Rogue One, they succeed, but dear God, they make you feel the cost, because... You know what? Let's talk about the movie. In the most basic in the most simple backhanded space, nobody lives. The characters die. Rogue
Man,
One.
no, when me and my buddy saw that, we all thought the same thing. It's Fall of Reach all over again. Like this is Halo Fall of Reach. This is proof that you can do a Halo movie.
Yes.
Oh man,
It,
I
it,
love
it,
it.
it, it is the it's the return of the triumphant last stand, and
No, to be honest, I love it when a movie has the balls to kill off their heroes, and this movie does not stray away from it.
oh my
It
goodness.
goes to show that. Oh, and I was right, by the way, with the whole so many people died to get these planets back. I was right. You were wrong.
No, you-
I
no,
got. Nope.
no.
Shut up. I got what I
No.
wanted. Nope. I got what I wanted. I
You
win.
got what you wanted,
I
but
win.
it wasn't
I win.
Bothans. You got what you want, but it wasn't the Bothans.
I don't
These-
care. I don't care. I got what I wanted. I win.
You little. But yeah, that's actually how Rogue One ends, and as we said, that's a great way to end. And first of all, nobody goes down like a punk. Everybody has one last final stand. You know, screw you, Empire
Man,
moment, or
Everybody, the way everybody went down, I was like, yes, this is what I want from a Star Wars movie, where I know the heroes won't come out trying, like they'll win, but at a cost. Like,
oh my gosh,
whenever-
like
whenever they do a
I'm sorry that
mission-
yeah.
whenever they do, like even the TIE fighters, when they go out and they start fighting X-wings, oh man, it goes to show you that these guys know what they're doing. They're ace pilots for a reason. Like, dude,
Yes.
just handing these guys their rear ends, and I loved every second of it. Watching
Competent stormtroopers, capable pilots. The Empire was legitimately a threat, and some of the ways some of the heroes go down was very powerful. Like the final emotional scene where Jyn and Cassian go onto the beach and they see the blast from the Death Star getting ready to wipe out the facility, and they know the end is coming. And they just hold hands and just embrace oblivion together. That was powerful. That was amazing. That was
Okay, yeah. Let's
Wow.
Let's go on that before we go ahead and end this. The way they actually represent the Death Star. Yes.
yes.
Oh,
yes.
you actually get to see the power of the Death Star.
I mean,
Oh, I
the
love
power,
it.
the power of the Death Star when it was still a work in progress. Because in Episode 4, it's clear they had it maxed out. So when they hit Alderaan, boom, gone. This is like 20% power. Let's test it.
It was great because it still destroyed planets, but it was like a slow burn kind of thing. It's like
Yeah.
setting off 1,000 nukes and just obliviating the entire planet with one shot.
Yeah,
And
like
loved it.
Jedda's gone. Scarif is never going to be the same again. That planet's either crippled or basically gone. And as you said, yeah, it was much more precise. Like they clearly either hit the mantle or ignited the core or did something. They clearly decimated these planets. But even then, work in progress. Sold just how dangerous the Death Star was.
And I love that. I've always wanted to see the power of the Death Star. Like, yeah, we knew why they did it the way they did in the original trilogy because the CGI that they had at the time.
The special effects they had the time with the practical effects and the
Plus, he went practical with it. He didn't went full blown CGI. He went practical with it. So they just made a boom, an explosion, which I'm making it sound.
Bang!
Yeah, I'm making it sound small, but no, when you see it, it's still pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
But in this one, you actually get to see what it's like for those people. Like even Force Awakens, they did the straight explosion deal.
Yeah, the
But-
straight explosion deal with Star Killer Base, and all you really saw was people on the city like, what is that? Oh no! And then they're gone.
Yeah,
this
people
is,
see the blast. This one, you see the full blown effect.
You see the
And it is-
shockwave.
Yeah,
you see
it
the
is
dirt. You see,
awesome.
yeah.
You see that it doesn't just blow stuff up. It actually lifts everything out, almost like it's expanding a core or something, because it has this nuclear explosion, but it lifts everything up to atmosphere, up and out, and just annihilates everything.
Modern special effects really do a great job of showing just how messed up things get whenever you have a planet blow up.
Oh, and it was so great. Like the first time they showed it, I was like, oh, these guys they're dead. And I was like, the only way you can get out of this is if you hyper jump in planet. And they were like, yep, we gotta jump.
And even then, congratulations, that's like a 1 in 10,000 shot.
Oh yeah. Speaking of space, the way they did light speed in this movie was great.
Beautiful.
Close to the end, where the rebels were trying to escape through hyperspace, and they did it, but at the same time, Vader's ship came in,
And
so
just
they just
like the fleet when they went through.
oh yeah, it's like one of them hyperspace into Vader's ship and just
destroyed it.
destroyed himself, and I was like, oh, this is great. And the creative way that they came up with destroying Star Destroyers.
That was great.
It was great.
There was so much creativity here with the dogfights, and it showed. It showed so much.
Using ion torpedoes to knock out his power, and then using a hammerhead to ram the first one into the rest of them. I've never seen that in Star Wars before. It was amazing, and I can't wait to see what else they do with this.
That right there is some Thrawn level tactics right there, and I mean it is a high compliment. And yeah, speaking of dogfights, it was also fun to see a bit more of the Rebels' Mon Calamari fleet, other than that scene in Return of the Jedi. Like, this is a good kind of prequel where they expanded on stuff. They didn't wallow in things. They added more to it. Like, you go to watch Rogue One and you watch A New Hope now, there's a lot more to it. Like, it makes a lot more sense as to why the Death Star has that crucial flaw, why the Rebel Alliance fleet is not as equipped as they should be. It added something. It filled in some plot holes. It filled in some things that didn't need to be explained, but did so in a way that only helped enrich what happened. It's the anti-midichlorians, so to speak.
It's what the original, no, not the original. It's what the original prequels should have been. It's what episode 1, 2, and 3
It reached the potential. It reached the potential the prequel should have hit.
Yeah, and now that we've seen this, I want them to go back and do Clone Wars. I want to actually see the Clone Wars. Like, they've only hinted at it. Like, we've only seen a little bit. No, even in episode 2 Clone Wars, we only saw smidgens of it. I actually want to see it.
The CGI Clone Wars cartoon is actually pretty good once you get past season 2.
I watched the 2D and those were great. The CGI I can't stand because they added in a bunch of junk I didn't care about.
Darned right. I love the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars, but you know what? That's a topic for another time. So, yes, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. A great experiment by the Disney Corporation. So, yeah, congratulations. Get used to seeing a new Star Wars movie in theaters around Christmas. Because if they keep up the quality of these movies, I'm not complaining at all. Are you complaining?
Yo, Disney already proved they can do it with Marvel. All right, they proved right now that you can do it with Star Wars. We had episode 7 last year. We got this one. And we got episode 8. All right, I trust them. Let's do this. I want more Star Wars.
And that will wrap up our review of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Go on, check it out. Let us know what you think. You can follow us on Twitter at where, Michael?
For me, you can find me on Twitter at Zafmod, ZAFMOD. And if some strange reason you can't find me on there, you can use my Twitter handle at M_MOSLEY_JR.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Darth Rahu. Darth as in Vader, ha ha ha, capital R, lowercase AHU, all one word. And I really should be blogging at cybertavern.blogspot.com. I've been slacking off a bit. But other than that, feel free to get in contact with us, tell us we're wrong, tell us we're stupid, tell us we are amazing, and you would like to do stuff for us that we will keep quiet and private. Until the next time, folks, have a happy new year and happy holidays to all of you.
May the force be with you all.